What do we have? Nothing. Let's drink one of
I shall do
these.
it.
And one of these. So, not too hard at all. That can actually be quite difficult depending on the character you are, how many potions you happen to have. And of course, by this point in the game, you're pretty reliant on your teammates and you're doing it solo, so it kind of throws you. This is a Viking burial, isn't it? Or is it any sort of seafaring? I think it's specifically Viking. Neat way to go, but it seems to be a waste of a perfectly good boat.
So it is over. Connor is his old self. He does not seem to remember anything, which is a blessing. I suppose we will need to send him to the Circle of Magi's tower for training, once the war is over. It's so odd to think of the boy as a mage, of all things. Eamon has much to mourn and rebuild should he recover. But at least he can be thankful that both his son and wife are safe.
I owe you my deepest thanks. I can scarcely believe Connor is the boy he once was.
There is still the matter of Jowan. His poisoning Eamon began this whole mess, yet he lives. I must decide what becomes of him. We will hold him for Eamon to decide his fate. If he doesn't recover, Jowan's fate is sealed. What do you think?
What do I really think? It's a coin flip. I seem to be pretty quick destroying the blood mages, so I suppose my character would think, yeah, execute the guy. I'm gonna say I don't think it's your decision to make.
What do you mean? He is responsible for many of the problems here, and is a Maleficar as well.
Exactly. He is the Circle of Magi's responsibility.
Perhaps you are correct. But that is Eamon's decision, not mine. I'm sorry. Jowan stays in the dungeon for now. But our task is not done yet. Whatever the demon did to my brother, it seems to have spared his life, but he remains comatose. We cannot wake him.
The urn. The urn of sacred ashes will save Eamon.
Okay, well, I'll seek out this urn then.
Thank you. I am grateful for your eagerness to help restore my husband. Find Brother Genitivi, the scholar, in Denerham. He has been researching the urn's location for several years now. The knights that returned say they were unable to find Genitivi. But perhaps the Maker will lead you to him.
I must go to the hall and begin rebuilding. I wish you luck, and may the Maker go with you.
Okay, and I got a level up. So, well, let's do the first part. What are you doing to her, Sten? Come on, this is not the place. I'll do the first part of my level up on screen. So, as always, my dexterity is really quite high now. I'm wondering if I should just put everything into cunning, as it affects my... It affects everybody... what's the word? It affects my damage that I'm doing. Well, let's 2 in cunning, 1 in dexterity. I don't know if there's diminishing returns for having crazy high dexterity. And now the decision to make. Unfortunately, I don't have 4th level yet, which was... Well, it requires level 12 anyway. This is probably a good one. Dual Weapon Expert. It's passive. The character has significant experience with 2 weapons, gaining bonus critical chance, as well as possibility with each hit to cause damage over time. So I think I'll do that. Yeah. That's sort of good overall constant damage. and it doesn't. My tactics don't need to change. And Morgan got a level up, so we'll let her take that automatically. So just the same standard thing here. Auto level up, then I go back in and turn it off. And then we go and decide what she decided to pick for herself. It looks like she turned into Flying Swarm, which actually is a neat one. I've never actually used it. But if you look at it, she turns into a swarm of insects, which is quite a skill. With the amount of damage increasing based on her spell power, blah blah blah. Any damage the shapeshifter suffers is drawn from mana instead of health, but the caster regenerates no mana. The swirling cloud of insects is immune to normal missiles and a very good chance of evading physical attacks, but is extremely vulnerable to fire. With Master Shapeshifter, the character gains health whenever the swarm inflicts damage. So that's kind of interesting. So, I don't know, that doesn't seem like it would fit very well with tactics, because not only do you have to decide an appropriate time, health and mana-wise to use it, you also have to somehow figure out that they're not all throwing fire at you, and you can't do that with tactics. So let me just rearrange the bar here. OCD. I'm actually keeping the bar in skill order, so it matches the order of the buttons here. And I only do that because it makes editing tactics easier. These end up in the same order as the tactics screens. Okay, she's going to end up back in camp, I think, anyway. I think we're going to bring the healer with us. But let's rob the place blind while we're here. There's not a whole lot to rob. There's Connor. You can talk with him, he says thanks. Servant. She must be unusually skilled at... Oh, servant, not servant. And this, as you can see, let's see. Oh, I unlocked it. I thought I needed a key. Well, they owe me, and I'm a rogue.
Oh, right.
Cool. Silver frame still life added. That's a gift that Sten would like. So I was about to say, this is the locked door that requires a key, and the only way to get the key is to fight those 4 suits of armor downstairs. And how wrong I was. Obviously, completely wrong. That is a gift. The genealogical guide is a gift for Don't Morrigan. I'm great for names, aren't I? I can't remember them to save my life. And we're going backwards and in circles. Sten's gonna smack me. Win. It's a gift for Win.
And I'm off.
Stone Dragon Statuette. I think Alistair wants that. I wonder if they're going to notice the place is empty.
And I'm off.
I've played RPGs where you do stuff like this, and then they start making really kind of offhanded comments like, you know, thanks for stopping by, but boy, sure seems to be like less stuff around since you were here. Or even worse, trying to make you feel bad. You know, we were going to give you a reward, but I went down to the reward storage, and it was empty. So sorry.
Oh, right.
And of course, this is the big gift for Alistair.
And I'm off.
That's his mother's amulet, and if you remember from an earlier episode, he was upset that he had thrown it at the wall in a fit of anger and
Yes.
it had smashed. Okay. Oh, almost forgot one. So, the other time that you could have looted that stuff is during the earlier fight before we went to the Mage's Tower. And when you came in here and hit about here, all of these suits of armor come to life and attack. And they're actually very good at what they do. So it's a tough fight. And several of these guys usually get killed when you do that. Okay, if we took to Bantegan at this point, he just says, "So, where are the ashes? Come on, come on." I'm not sure what happens when we talk to this guy.
It is good you resolve this demon business. Now we must either revive the Arl or allow Bantegan to take his place.
Alright. So, I think back to camp and check all that loot. Maybe redistribute it among the needy. Us. And of course leave Morrigan behind. And I'm wondering just how much Sten hates us at the moment. Must be getting up there. And then it's off to Denerim.
Now that we're back at the camp, I want to talk about what happened at Redcliffe.
I think it turned out quite well, don't you?
I just wanted to thank you. You went out of your way to save the Arl's family, and you did it. Even though it would have been easier not to. There's been so much death and destruction. It makes me feel good that at least we were able to save something. No matter how small. I owed the Arl that much.
You're welcome.
Good. Now that the warm, fuzzy part of the day is over with, we can get back to the ritual dismemberments. Oh wait, it's not Tuesday, is it?
Okay. Let's take a look at the inventory. Got a bunch of axe. Oh, that's pretty nice. Except for that negative part. That's a mace. Nobody uses maces. Meese, mice, moose. Nice bow. That might be worth giving to Liliana. Liliana, where are you? There you are. Huh. Later. Do we have to take her out of camp to get her dexterity up? Probably. No, I was going to say she's only 16 dexterity, but no, that's her existing bow is only 16 dexterity. Okay, I'll try and remember to keep that. And let's see, we got some splint mail, chain mail, heavy plate gloves, human shield. Alistair, what do you think of this? More fatigue, otherwise the same. Oh, plus 25 stamina, that's not bad. What's his stamina now? 200? That's actually pretty good. But we'll leave it off. Okay. Nothing here. Nothing up my sleeve.
Huh.
So let's unload. Nature Salve. I think I wanted to keep this. Heavy plate gloves. I probably should take, well, let's see, what should we give to Sten was missing a helmet, and I'm wondering. These are pretty good. I'll give him this. Heavy plate gloves. Templar armor, this is massive armor. And this is massive gloves.